Please put your hands together. Put this mudra to your chest, your hand gesture to your chest. Close your eyes. At this time, all your phones should be on silent and your mind somewhat tamed as you get ready to listen to your katha, the chanting, the mantras, etc. And the first thing you have to do is to invite God into your heart and mind. In order to do so, give everything else a rest. Focus just a little bit. And for a little while, dear Lord, I've come to your home to do your puja, to witness your worship. May you please, I don't know all those fancy mantras. I don't know those special bhajans. I can't play drum. But dear Lord, I'm here with an open heart, with faith in my mind, with the simple thought that when I talk to you, you're listening and change will come. Please hear my prayer tonight. Om Sajam Cha Varti Sanyuktam Grahina Yojitam Mayam Deepam Grahana Devesham Trailokyat Mirapaham. Tonight we listen to Bhagavad again. As you listen to that Basri, you know, if the lota is full of water, it can't take much more water. But at the onset of your prayer, empty that lota, empty your mind, take out all the judgment, take out all the thoughts, the grudges, all the different things that was plaguing your mind before. And for a little bit, dear Lord, I came to learn. I don't know much. But Prabhu, I want to know you more. I want to learn about you better. In front of your murti, we are all children and we are all empty. Empty vessels. Please fill me with your knowledge, your goodness, your grace, your mercy. Kripa. Calm down. Slow your breathing. Slow your thoughts. In Gita, he talks about controlling the mind. In other texts, he does. It's like a monkey jumping, a hyper child jumping up. Just for a little bit. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Allow me to listen. Shravanam, the art, the bhakti that we talked about last night, the act of listening to his leela, his knowledge, his teachings, and in listening I'm going to get salvation. Dear Lord, please, as we wave this light, as we accept you tonight, as we look at your murti, as we see the waving of that light, we walk around you. Why do we make the circle and 3 times? I'm walking around you. It's a shortcut, dear God. The murti is against the walls. I can't physically go around you. So I circumambulate you 3 times. And it says when I do that, you remove the sins from this birth, from the last birth, from the birth before that. You're burning away my karma. Please, in my life I have this problem, that problem. And I wish to have a better existence. Please hear my prayer. Whilst we're chanting and the drum is playing, don't study us. Focus on your Mahavishnu. Today is Friday, your Devi, it's Ashtami. Focus on her and tell her, Mare Baba, please hear this fool came to pray today. I'm a foolish person because I continue to make mistakes. I don't know much. But I want to get to know you. And with your heart, if you know it, sing it with me. Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan ki hai aarti, Guru ko paap se hai taarti. Continue to pray. Oh, think of the Ganesh Baba. Dear Ganesh, we have many names for you. Pratham Puj, Lambodhara, Kesarya, Ganapati, there are many forms. Ganapati Baba. But we call you Vigneshwar. You are the security guard. When people come to pray, sometimes that's the time the argument, the flat tire, pain in the body, different things happen to interfere with the balance, the equilibrium, the peace of that individual. It breaks their concentration. Ganesh Baba, the beginning of all prayer, we call upon you, but the purpose sometimes, people don't really remember that. As we're sitting here, whether here in the Mandir or at home watching, for this little time that we are about to venture into prayers, protect the body, the mind, allow it to have patience. Dear God, let me be able to focus a little bit so I can get maximum benefit from listening to this discourse. This is a powerful discourse that we are about to hear tonight, Ganesh Baba. Remove our obstacles and problems in my life. Whether the problem comes from within me in terms of health, mental, hormonal, spiritual problems, or external factors, other people that bombard my life and take away the little peace that I have. Ganesh Baba, protect us. Pray like this together, simple mantra. Gajananam Kabeta Jumbo Uma Sutam Sho Namami Vigneshwara Mangala Mangalye Shiv Sarvata Sadike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani the school, it could be your Diksha Guru. The Baba gave you the mantra, never be so ungrateful that you don't remember to say thank you. Dear God, thank you for these people that made me a better person. Wherever they may be living, passed away, whatever it is, may you always stretch your hands, Mahavishnu, and touch them, bless them, lift them, because they made me a better person. Guru Brahma, everybody. Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Prince Ramapati Mahadeva ki jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Last night, for those of you that were here, those of you that are viewing at home, we did the discourse taken from Bhagavad dealing with Prahalad. And before we did it, we explained that in Bhagavad, when you go into this particular text, the illustrations that you come across leaves the individual with a certain amount of emotion. Whenever people read this text, it is supposed to help increase your devotion. I want to do his worship. I want to learn more. I want to be like that. It gives you a person, and this person is enacting a Leela that shows how we should be. The history of Bhagavad tonight, please remember, what is Bhagavad Puran? Bhagavad Puran is a conversation between this grandson of Arjuna. On your copy of your Gita book, you will see Arjuna and Krishna talking, one of the Pandavas. This now is coming after the Mahabharata war. Bhagavad Gita exists. Mahabharata is done. Arjuna and all others have left this earth, and they have given the throne of Hastinapur and other districts over to a person by the name of Maharaj Parikshit. Parikshit is somebody who is a great king, a very nice fellow, but he made a mistake. The crown on his head, the gold that he had, was too much. And one day he became very impatient, long story short, whilst waiting for money. And in enacting a little Leela, angers the money to wake him up. And he gets a shrap. And he's told 7 days from now, a snake is going to bite you and you'll die. So Parikshit ran to Vyas Muni, the person who writes Bhagavad, and he says, please, you have to do something. Something has to happen. I'm going to die in 7 days, and you have to get all my sin, all my mistakes. I want to be free from this. So this text, it compiles the conversation that they had over 7 days that he has left in his life. 3 times for the day, they speak, and it goes into depth in different discourses. But by listening to each one, the person gets blessings. So as he was gaining one discourse at a time, his burden of sin was being burned away. For this reason, till today, when people do Bhagavad Yagna, we are doing Gyan Yagna. When people are doing Bhagavad Yagna, don't we do it for 7 days, 3 times for the daily reading? This is where that came from. The Shrota that does this type of Yagna is praying. Maybe I did some heinous crime. Maybe I hurt somebody. Maybe, in youth I did something very bad. And I want to atone for that. I want to overcome it. And this is one of the reasons why people do it. When they're diagnosed, if let's just say we have to go into Garud Puran where it starts to talk about the gift of the cow. Many people think, for example, that this cow down is done only I'm going to die and one day I want to cross the Vaitharani river. The truth is there are 3 reasons why we do Gaudan, just for your knowledge. The first reason, if I owe my parent or I owe somebody, I'm not talking about money. Do you know that each person give you something, you have to give them something back? Do you remember the old habit, the neighbor next door send tomatoes for Shivana and Shivana send back Kikuma? There's a Hindu part of, when somebody says I'm a Hindu, remember the correct thing is really Sanatan, is Sanatan Dharma. Hindu just means I live in the Hindu or the Indus Valley. So it is as saying my religion is a Floridian. I live in Florida. That is what we say. Technically, to be quite honest, when you say you're a Hindu, it is as if you're saying I live in this place, so that is my religion. That is what Hindu means. The correct name of your religion is Sanatan Dharma. So people say, like if I am a marriage officer back home, so I have to fill out a registration for a wedding. What is their religion? Sanatanis. I follow Sanatan Dharma. Please remember that. Many people don't know this. Sanatan Dharma means, Sanatan means everlasting, eternal. Dharma means principles. So when somebody says, let's say I have my nephews that are here tonight with me, they will say, well, Guruji, I am a Hindu. Okay, good. What it means? So in our Dharma, we live by certain rules, principles, standards. For example, I do not eat beef. As a Sanatanist, I worship the God in each person. And we just say Sitaram. Did anybody ever tell you why we just say Sitaram? Because I am not looking at your caste. When people talk, they just talk a pack of stupidness. Please listen. We as Hindus believe there is something called the Jiva Atma in each and every person. That is a piece of God. It isn't brighter in some and darker in others. It doesn't look like that. It's equally present in each and every being. So when we do charity, when we do worship, what am I worshiping? In the poorest person, the dirtiest, when I say stink, I mean literal filth, dirtiest person, the God inside the person. So I say Sitaram. I have no problem as a pundit getting up and serving you food. Because that's the correct way. Charity is for everybody, not some. Whilst you have your health and strength, do what you could do. Garud Puran tell you what a man does with his hand, man or woman, man does with his own hand. That is what will benefit that soul when it's ready to travel. As a Sanatanist, know what is your standard, what you stand for. If you don't know what you represent, well, somebody will come and tell you, well, you're worshipping idols. You are doing craziness. And younger ones or people who don't know better will say, okay, maybe that's true. So we get a temple and we sit together and we talk sensible, not gossip. Sensible things that help somebody understand. That's the purpose. Tonight, before I get into my discourse, let me just talk about this chapter 4. I'm reading from around verse 33. Sacrifice or yagya. Yagya, the word yagya means sacrifice. Not animal sacrifice, but just as I said last night, sacrifice of time, your money, your flowers, the ingredients, etc. Your literal sweat for the person who has to cook the parasat. It's not easy to do so. It's effort. You're giving your energy. Through knowledge is superior to sacrifice performed with material things. Sacrifice when you know what you're doing, when you have an appreciation for why you're doing it, is better than just doing it. Think about what I say. And this is just an example. I've had the experience of touching on it. How I went to do prayers one day, and the auntie poor thing, she had no help. You know, nowadays children don't always help the parents, right? So this is an example of that. I have 7 children, but it's better Baba I didn't have any. To tell you the truth. I believe in my God, I reached that age, and I wish to do my prayers. So she's preparing for Gauda. So some people As I was saying before, do go down to repay the debts they have to their parents. The second one, if I die, I want to make sure I'm comfortable, and you know that was good. And the third one, if somebody is diagnosed with severe sickness, a go down is done to save the life of the individual. Please remember that. So maybe a child, God forbid, has a major sickness, you might see the parent doing it to barter with God, please spare this person's life, and it does really work. So this lady was doing this go down, and she had a question, and I want you, I'm asking you this, I'm not telling you something. Baba, the prayers is Saturday. Follow me out, it's important. Could I do the prasad Wednesday before? I don't have the help. And with the arthritis, my finger ring. So to open the can, practical, see it in your mind. I could get some help on Wednesday. And I'll make the prasad, lock it in the freezer. And the day for the prayers, we will microwave it and bring it back to life. Nobody would know, Baba. But really, it can't help. So as a Sanatanist, this is the thing. Prasad and anything else that is made to offer in prayers, it have a rule. It have to be fresh. It have to be, sattvic. Sattvic means not stale, not old, because of bacteria. Load is one. Two, the concept that in the first pahar before the zero, pahar before the offering is going to be made, this is when food and prasad is made, come together, right? A pahar is 3 hours long. So the morning for your prayer, for example, that is the time to make it. It's still fresh. Then another lady told me, Pandit, I could put soft drink in my prasad. Will you ever see that? It's on the internet. No, Bob, you know what? Nowadays, think tanti. Nowadays. Yeah. And you know what's the problem? The preservative, the sodium content, the salt content. It is the same thing as people using salted butter to make prasad. In our recipe, in that recipe, we try to stay away from salt. We try to make it fresh, clean, less chemicals as possible, to be quite honest. Because of the quality of what you're offering. We try not to put preservatives, salt, and other things in that recipe. But there are people who do it. But when you do it, understand the quality of the food. If you read the Gita, it tells you the quality of what you're offering is different. But what quality are you talking about? Now bear in mind, I'm still talking about the Mahan Bod, the Mohan Bod. If one lady asked me, Baba, me and my mother-in-law, we get in an argument. What's the problem? Baba, and I'm saying this with respect, but I'm saying it because, well, it's the truth. And I want to make sure every young girl inside can know the truth. So forgive me, don't be offended. Anybody, please ask you forgiveness. My mother-in-law told me that I cannot make the prasad because I became unclean. It is apparent that many young ladies today don't know this truth. If you are unclean, are you going to let if I ate something in my mouth that was once alive, are you going to allow me to make a prasad tomorrow? If you are unclean, don't go and meddle with those things. This is somebody who has fasted, prepared yourself to do puja. Those things cause problem. Forget the biological menstrual cycle. There are some people go to make prasad and they do bathe. It's only in the morning, Baba, the water cold. There are some people who will not tie their hair. Do you know as a pundit how much prasad I eat, but the belly is big? It's big. You know how much prasad I eat and it had hair and follicles and in it. In today's world, girls don't want to cover their hair. Maybe it won't. I'll give you that. But at least when making the prasad, now we have hair net. Where hair net? Get with the times, come on. Why are we still serving people food with hair in it? That is contaminating what you are offering, not only to people, but to God first. Look at how much we can discuss making prasad. There are some people who do not have the idea, I'm going to cook, I'm going to make prasad. Let me clean the kitchen before I start. Many people don't have that cleanliness built in them. But believe me, it makes a difference, because everything you are offering starts in that kitchen. It does not start on that day. With knowledge, the person who does the prayer, it works out better. For all actions are just actions, the quality of the action is different. In our temple tonight, what we're picking on, how to make the parsa. I can make parsa, Baba. I can make it all the different methods and ways, patch, suji powder, whatever. Do you make it clean? Is a different story. Do you sing, do you chant, do you play a bhajan when it's going on? Is a different story. The art. You know what Bhagavad Gita first chapter says? Do you want to know what is Kali Yuga? Some people just go on the internet and they're searching 435,000 years to go. We go, no, the truth is Gita explain what is Kali Yuga. When the mothers, when the ladies of the family and society stop teaching your culture and your dharma, you are in darkness. Easy way to explain that. What would you be without your mother? If your mother didn't tell you, hello, this floor is dirty, sweep it again, clean it again. Why does it have to look so poor? Do it good. This is unacceptable. A roti is circle, not square. What you're doing. If your mother don't pull you up from everything from your decorum, your behavior, your etiquette, please, your eating, close your mouth. Please wipe your face. If your mother doesn't do that, who's going to do it? People will, after that lady time past teaching you, everybody else will embarrass you. Everybody else will laugh at you, break you. But here comes this lady that is trying to lift you. Why do we say, Tuameva Mata, you are my God, mommy? Because this lady is the womb, your karma, your work to come in this lady belly. It is not just by luck. As a Hindu, one of our principles, based on your karma, I will bring you in that lady. And when you come through that lady will make sure you reach. That lady will teach you how to comb your hair, brush your teeth, fix yourself, how to approach your school life, how to have certain principles in your life. She will kick against the boy or the girl you feel you like and will do good for you. She will say, yeah, that is unacceptable. That lady is chosen by God to do that. You really is my God. But when that lady does not do that, let me say you don't have the karma to come from such a blessed person. You come from a, let me say, a lesser womb. But there's no culture, there's no teaching, there's no bringing. You're getting food, you're growing, but you're empty inside. Look at the difference that person might have. My mother never teach me that point. My mother never taught us charity at home, for example. Who are going to teach you that? When you grow with greed, everybody teach you, go get your education. Why? To get a job. Not to make anybody proud. Not to add to society. No, to get money. You get the money. What to do now with it? Many children, we have drinking problems in Indian families, you know. Love rum. And why? Because parents lecture, do the Saraswati prayers. Exam coming. Pass the exam. You'll get a good job. You'll be an engineer. You'll be a doctor. Everybody has to be doctor. You know who taking out the garbage? Everybody is a doctor and lawyer. When you become the doctor and the money is heavy in your pocket, what to do now? My partner said, we want to take a drink. And it starts. Because nobody didn't teach. And that's the difference between Hinduism and if we had to piggyback a little bit from the Christian brothers and sisters. The art of charity really missing in the temple. We really don't go. You be honest with yourself. Somebody falls sick now in the temple. Do we go and look for them? Do we go and pray for them? Do we go and check them in the hospital? You know what we just do? We just go and look for them when they're in the box. God bless you if you do. But think about it. Do we say, hey, all the young children who in this temple, we need to go, Tanti so and so, this come and make me parsa diligently. Let me go and look for Sheena. She needs a little hope, a little encouragement. We sing in here today, let me go and sing for she. You know what we just go and sing? As soon as you die. From the time you're dead, we did colors. But when you was living, and the soul needed a little encouragement to live, it's not a priority. As Hindus, we need to change some of the things we do. We can improve. Understand the nature of the knowledge by associating with great souls, illuminated people that can bring it down for you in a simple language. If you prostrate at their feet, render them service. Question them. If anybody says, Baba, you talk about question last night. Gita, verse 34, chapter 4 says, question them. And with a calm heart, a guileless heart, seek the interest, learn about the truth, and get instructions in your knowledge. So basically, about Abraham and Father, pray to upon that, ask him, hey, why we do this, what we do this, why we do this. For example, every night when I'm going to do Pujas, you know, the Pandit is where his mala, right? So my nephew them have their mala, so I told them put it on. And the question, but how come nobody else have any mala? So one brother tell the next brother, but I will Pandit them this way. And anybody would say, truthfully, so how come you don't wear mala? And everybody who Christmas get the mala, and anybody who doing jobs have the mala. Many times people get the car, they bless and they put a mala in the car, the Rudraksha in particular. How come you don't wear mala? So then the question is, why do we wear this? Because we use it in prayers, the answer. We use it in prayers to do a job. Just as how you're supposed to use yours. And we wear it as a guard. The prayers is protecting you. So is it only for Pandit? No. That is an example of miscommunication. It looks nice, I agree, but there's a purpose behind it. Think about the Pandit going from one house to the next house to the next house to the next house. You don't know what junkie spirit boot you have when you go. So you have to wear something to push that back. If you are sitting here tonight and you have here dressing Naja, oh God, the child gone, and she went and she sees so, and the child come home and poor thing, she vomit everything out. Wear your mala. You don't need all kind of simi-dimi, whatever. You could protect yourself with your prayer. Please remember that. It is not something special for Pandit. It's for everybody. It's just Pandit might wear it more regular or we praise every day. The last part here. Even though, please hear this, even though, verse 36, you are the faultiest of all sinners, knowledge will carry you like a raft across all your sin. As the blazing fire burns the fuel in the fire, the ghee, whatever, the ashes or arjun, the fire of knowledge will burn away all the mistakes that we've made into ashes. It destroys it. This is why we take the time to learn about our Dharma. This is why it is important. If every time you meet, you learn one little amount of your Dharma, then we serve the purpose. I hope you understand where we're going. Tonight we're going to hear about a fellow named Gajendra. Gajendra is the example of a person who finds God. Finds God. Tonight, everybody, whilst we're doing bhajan at the end, I'll do the hawan. Is that okay? Right? Please put your hands together as we're about to do Sumaran before we enter into Bhagavad. This is where you are praying for yourself. And you're asking, dear God, I'm about to hear something, and you see that Gita now talk about burning away my karma. Please, I know what I did. Nobody else have to know, but I know. And I want you to forgive me. That's all I want you to pray. Redhi Siddhi Data Siddhi Sadana Varana Vadana Miro Bharam Madana Gadana Gela Dev Sadhana. Jai 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 Jagatisha, Sevaka Shesha Mahesha, Mahima Mitra Mehima, Veda Veda Janat Rahi. Tonight we are entering the Skand 8, chapter 2 of Bhagavad Puran. And as we enter here, Vyasmuni is speaking to Parikshit and he is describing this place, a wonderful setting, a beautiful place called Traikut. Let's hear what happens. As Vyasmuni is telling Parikshit, please remember, by listening, the sins are burning away. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. You know, when you hear that word Achyutam, I want you to understand what it means. Achyuta is a name for Lord Vishnu. When you have turbulent times in your life, when you have trouble, sickness, you don't know what's going to happen next, Achyuta refers to the form that stands stable, like a rock in the middle of all your worries. In this stotra, this is a prayer, not a song, but I'm singing. Please concentrate on him and ask him, dear Lord, bless me. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam Gopikavallam. Sridharam Madhavam Gopikavallam. Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Madhava Doshana Vardhanaya Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Vyasmuni related the discourse to Parikshit. He says there is this beautiful mountain called Chitrakoot. And in this place, so many different types of flowers. Biodiversity is blooming. Here all the heavenly musicians, Gandharvas, Vidyaras, Kinnaras, all of them go to play, to frolic. The place is so calming. All the different animals, they live in harmony. Very picturesque, a beautiful valley. And at the center of this entire thing is a wonderful pool of water. In this place, all of God's creatures come to partake of water and to bathe and so on. In this place, different types of trees, auspicious trees, undumbara. You know when your Baba tell you have to get 9 types of wood? It's not any type. It have trees, maybe we don't have them here, but undumbara, shami, etc. Things that when you offer it, you get certain blessing. If I offer something that is substandard, for example, there's a discourse where Indra had to get the bone of a Muni by the name of Dadichi, and he used the bone of the skeleton to make weapons to destroy this demon, long story short. And when it was done, because the person was a twice born, he had his Janeu and he was a follower of Gayatri, he get a very bad sin. So when he got the sin now, he says, I have to share this. I can't take all this sin by myself. I did this for everybody's benefit. I cannot hold this amount of burden on my back. I'm going to share it up into 4 pieces. The first piece went to the seawater, the suds. You know when the tide changing, that foam on the water. That is one reason why we do not use seawater in Kalash. There are rules when you go to the sea. This is why Hindus prefer fresh water or river water, pond water, when dissolving murtis and doing certain rituals like taking bath and so on. The second place, now I'm summarizing it, please understand, I have more details to it. The second place, he says, certain plants would get unclean. So, and this is why I'm talking about it. In doing prayer, when you have to get your twigs to offer in the puja, you're not supposed to use trees or any tree that has sap leaking. You know, as we like to offer madar flowers for Lord Shiva, but the madar wood is not suitable for Hanuman because of this instance. The third place that he gave Shram, or he shared the sin, was the lady, human woman. If you look at any other animal form, nobody has, again, menstrual cycle. And he told mankind at that time that the lady would take the burden of the sin because of it. And because of it, there is a negative connotation now for this time in this lady's, you know, while we say yes, it's natural, it became an unnatural thing because of this sin. It is not there in lizards, fishes, etc., in different life forms. And it is actually rooted in this discourse. And the fourth place, in certain parts, in certain places of the earth, it is unclean to do certain puja. In this way, this is why when we're doing prayer, what's the rule for the Havan wood? Anything that emits white smoke. That's a little contrary there, because we like to use pitch pine. Pitch pine emits black smoke, and that is why it is not as appropriate. If people were to get gobar, like in India, they would take the gobar and they would make the little, I use a word for children to understand, and a burger, like a patty, and you burn that, you will see white, the best thing to get to Havan, believe it or not. When you go to Sai Baba Ashram and you get the basma, the vibhuti, let me say 60% of that is gobar. It gives you a silky type of ash, very appropriate to drink, to bathe, to mop, all these things. The item you are burning alone gives purification. When you use that, I'm saying you have mango in this district, mango wood, very appropriate. For it to burn, you get white. Same for neem, bale, etc. Tulsi, very good. But Pitch pine gives you dense, sooty black smoke. It is really used, pitch pine, as a substitute for things like camphor. At a time when we didn't have these things, and you wanted the fire to burn, and you're burning somebody's body, you put it to help it finish, do what it came to do. But for your sattvic prayer, your clean prayer, like you're putting up a flag at home, let me say simple, mango, or we go by best case scenario. Always remember that. Think about doing Havan, but I want to do it better. I want to do it more appropriate. This is what I would like you to remember. Vrindavan Biharilala ki jai. So where this pond was, all these type of auspicious trees, ashok trees, different type of kadambara, different types of wood, and one day we'll sit down and talk about it. No tree that was giving off the milk. Now if I said that without explaining it, you would, so what's the big deal with the tree that's giving off the milk? This is why when you're fasting, you know, up here we might have maple syrup. Baba, we fasting, I could eat maple syrup. In doing your prayer, do you know it have rules that there are times when you abstain from certain things? Baba will, yeah, I know I'm going to drink rum. I will eat fresh. I wouldn't drink liquor. I love to drink rum. I'll sacrifice the rum for this time. Okay, good. But if you're opening Devi Bhagavad, please listen. Marathon coming. Devi Bhagavad specifically says when you are doing her, when you're opening her text, don't eat baigan. Don't eat pumpkin. Yeah. But you don't like only talk to you like the cook. But it says that you're supposed to abstain from the spouse. Sleep on the ground. What are you sleeping on the ground for? It's a smart thing all people came up with. Imagine I'm using myself. I love to eat whatever type of animal I love to eat. I'm not probably telling me to fast now, so God, I'm fasting for dawn. Oh God, I can't get it while I'm waking, but when I go to sleep, follow me. And I get rapid eye movement, sleep, deep sleep, I go to dream. I will see myself lying up in the KFC temple. And I'm collecting all my parsa at that time. So I fasted, so I don't want to do that. So sleep on the ground, follow me. I'm making it sound funny for children, but it's not serious. Sleep on the ground, you'll get the rest. You will sleep, but you will not be so comfortable to dream. You wouldn't go, and it have more to it than that. I mean, as husband and wife, everything, right? You don't want to go down that road, you're fasting. Think about somebody die, you have Bhagavad, you have different scenarios, but this is why you do it. In this place, there's a herd of elephants that are coming to drink water. One male, he has many female elephants with him and children. They're very big, huge. And every carnivore that is there, the tiger, the rhinoceros, different animals, see them coming and back up because of the size and what they are able to do. Let's hear what happens when the big elephant goes with his family by this water. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. 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 Papa hai nit kaam nit pushkar. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. This elephant, known as Gajendra, is so proud. He's big, long, gigantic tusk, many wives. He's loved. He has many children. As a family person, when your family is together with you and you have everybody, oh, you're so happy and proud. When you have your health, you're proud. When you achieve, when you reach, as they say, you're proud. Within yourself, you might be proud. Tonight I learned to play drum. I'm proud of my achievement. Follow. Gajendra is at that point. He sees when he walks in, everybody comes up, back of him. They afraid of it, they respect it. He's very happy about that. Very compassionate because of his love as a householder for his younger ones. He says, you will go in for drink. Children play, frolic in the water. Girls, his wives, all you go ahead, play, free up yourself in this cool water and allow yourself to release from this heat. The place is very hot. He gives them permission to do what they came to do. Playing and frolicking, he starts to go into the water. Big, strong daddy wants to go deeper in the water. And when he wasn't expecting it, a big alligator came from the depths and latched onto one of the back legs. Have you ever seen the picture where the alligator holding on to the elephant, squeezing for life? Elephant thinks to himself, what is holding me? Something is holding me, and he pulls forward. But the alligator is equally strong and pulls back. All the females, the same people he loved, oh, they start to cry, they start to worry. You know the story. Oh. They try to pull him, but how much they could pull him. They squeal, they call the younger boys now, their sons, please help your father. Vyasmuni says it is as if they are locked in that position, pulling back, pulling back for 1,000 years. Some time is passing. And he's calling on them, wife, children, help me, help me. The devatas are starting to look on from where they are because now the elephant's strength is starting to weak. He's getting weaker and the alligator is pulling inch by inch, pulling. And when that weakness starts to come in, something triggers in his head. Let's hear what happens. Before we go into this in depth, let's hear what happens as he starts to think. Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jai Ram Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Sankat pranasya dehi vishayo yadya tera apna deklaye muchyate chitra vipayatam jaya bole baba I take my whole life and I will take care of these girls. I spend all my effort, my energy, and what are they doing? They're releasing me. Their trunk is letting go. I can't save him anymore. You spend your time hoping and praying children will stand up with you. But what a fool I am that I took all my time and I gave it and invested it in them. And look, Daddy, we wish you well. Maybe this is your time. Maybe you reach. And the sons are starting to walk away. Let's hear it. यह कंचन शोभे भरवी भला भला गजेंद्र ये आश्रम ये भेंट परिया They are not dependable. In the moment I need you the most, you want to love and I love and I love. Look at what you're doing. Vyasmuni says, remember you are a refugee. You are running from death. You are trying to save yourself. Where will you go? If something is hunting you, if a tiger is behind you, will you go where you are not safe? Will you go by somebody that cannot help you? Will you go by somebody who is more weak than you? Says, what a fool. I am foolish. I have been fooled. All these years I have been wasting and squandering. I mustn't do this anymore. I am going to that God. If this is my plight, I am going for that God of providence, that God of everything, that Achyutam. I am going to go to Him and forget these fools that surround me. I am not going to waste more time. Let's hear what happens as we enter into the next chapter. Come on, everybody. He needs knowledge. When you're in trouble, let me ask you this: if today something bites you, if some sickness, pain, trouble, difficulty, what will you do? Ask yourself, test yourself. If you were in this situation, yes, you start to call your son name and you call the wife name. I want to know who helping you. Get in an accident now. Whose name you're going to call? Check your memory. You know, that's a mistake that we all make. We put our faith in people. That's true. You know how many parents, as we're talking about repeal, according to the Anteshti Sanskar, when mommy is in the box, when daddy is in the box, who is the son? The son is the one that shaves the head the day for the funeral so that the hair to contaminate the box. You leave the chirpy to activate that chakra. That's why we leave that. I am not going to enter into prayers. I'm properly tired, right? But the second thing, the son is the person who lifts the box. Lift the box. People say, I don't have a son. Tell me if anybody ever tell you this stupidness. I don't have a son. You don't have a son, you'll go to hell. You're going to Narak. It have some people have son and they living in hell. It have a definition for what is a son. You ever went to a funeral and see the lady have maybe one son, but they adopt 4 other people like son? A son is 2 things according to Gajendra. Shave your head on the day of the funeral, lift the box. That's it. So if I have a neighbor across the road and the boy, out of love time, this to really make a nice poem. So today is she day, so I want to just, out of the goodness of my heart, help she. What is the significance of lifting that box? Mommy milk give you muscle and bone. Daddy's genetics make you look like him. Oh, you do that just like your father. You like firewood just like your father. Oh Lord. When time to pay back that, you have to pay back for that mannerism. That surname you have, your father gave you that. So you lift the box to say, I pay you back. Please remember this. Even the daughter-in-law, remember? The box went in the hearse, we're getting ready to move. Small funeral, big funeral, same thing. The girl goes from this side of the road to this side of the road, remember that? Which daughter-in-law had to do it, Baba? Because we had 3 in the house, let me just say, 3. So one, send she now, she could do it wrong. You pay back that lady, what your life is. Remember on your wedding day, daddy and son could go and do what praise by she father house. You know when you become the daughter-in-law? When the lady offer you a little sip by the car. When she receive you, that is when you become the daughter-in-law. And she takes you to the Kohobar. And you give a little Hawan arti, whatever you did. Now the lady is going and hurt you. And you see she off. And the daughter-in-law says with the lota water, little thing, simple thing. I don't want to owe you. I am paying you back for your kindness, for receiving me and allowing me to join your home as a mother. I pay you back. Krishna. In this example, you're always repaying. You never take anything. Tonight, when the satsang finish, then we say this is anti-satsang. I just say, auntie is the person who say, Baba, come read. She got have $1 for me, she got have Baba for teaching me something, Krishna, but me on to read. Why do you put the dollar in Italy? Only in case me see you again for the rest of my life. I may not get to touch your foot. I may not get to help you to your back. May not get to do Seva, to pay your back. Baba, this is for you. Krishna Arpan, I don't want to owe you. Why? Every time your guru teaches something, think about it, I didn't know. But now I know. Now I know. Now I know. I'm increasing. I'm bettering myself. My devotion to my relationship with my God is better. But I don't want to owe you, Pandit. Please, Krishna Arpan, always remember that. Find a way. Never take anything from anybody for free. Never ride nobody back. Gets them. This is why when the ladies them correct me if I'm wrong, when we have Yagna and the ladies them come and at 5 o'clock in the morning, they're turning pot, they're doing whatever. If it's a little sorry, if it's a kind word, thank you. Thank you for all your effort. Because of your effort, I was able to get through my prayers. I really appreciate it. If that is all your pocket have, good words, use that, but show gratitude. In this way, when you are in this mode, this way of thinking, this grateful, when trouble comes, who will you think about? Just don't rush the kata, think about what I'm saying. You know, you have a discourse in Bhagavad for a Jamil, for the younger heads. A Jamil was a pandit, he born in a home, not like that. But a Jamil was walking down the road one day and he saw a prostitute. And Baba got distracted. Then Baba started to do a different kind of prayers. He ran away with it. And he went on to have 10 children with it. So everybody will say, oh, she bad, this, that, and the other. But the girl that we judge as bad, with she children, it's her children, she still named the children godly names. You know, we like to pick and nitpick about the names. Why they have to name me Radha? Why they have to name me Kunti Devi for? What a stupid name is that? And this is the example. Jamil, last son, was Narayan. Narayan is another name for Devta, great God. Satya Narayan, God of truth. So Narayan was there, had a fire, and Jamil doesn't know his time is up. Yamraj is floating around him to take the soul out of the body. And just as Narayan, imagine a child trying to touch the deer life, going to burn, damage yourself, he says, Narayan! And the soul came out of the body. They start to beat it. Licks. The young dude said, we get fresh mallet hammer. If we went into Garpran with that, how the sinful person is traveling, in our summary, is licks. It's a hard passage. You was born in this great home. You come from this great lady, and man, they teach you so much. They raise you, they guide you. And because I'm saying it, because parents sometimes try their best, and children show that they're going to become different. They disappoint you in different ways, right? So the young dude, the workers of the God of death, said, why you were so wicked? You learn about Gayatri, you had your jelly, you take it off, you hang it up on a tree, and you went down a perverted, lustful life. Why you throw away your time like that? God give you this time, and these regular licks, beat. Remember, that's not what we read. Even the faultiest sinner. Remember that? God Vishnu appears here, beating the same for. Follow me? God appeared, all the history, all the bad he did. Lord Vishnu says, why are you beating this saintly person for? Young man, young dude, everybody confused. Prabhu, I feel you make a mistake. This fella really do bad. This fella lived a horrible life, made horrible choices. He made his mother and father cry. And we just talk about that being bad. Oh my God. We agree, we say. You say, well, when he died, all you have to understand, he called out Narayan. He called the name. So how come by saying that he get liberation? Last word was God name. So come to God. He said, no, Prabhu, died in mistake. He wasn't calling him, he was calling his son. You understand that? He was calling his son. Lord Vishnu turned and said, you don't understand my name. You don't have to know what it means. You don't have to mean God. Call my name. Chant my name. So what the Hindu does, they love these children. So I am going to give their name that every time I quarrel, every time I curse, every time I love you, every time I celebrate you, I chanted God's name. So this is why we just take the time to name them Krishna, Ganesh, Shiva, and that's why you use those names. It have, in big culture, it have a practice people used to call the father Papi. Papi is sinner. We call him Papi, and they say Papi, you go Papi is sin. So you calling the man sinner, and you train in your mouth now, sinner, whole time sinner. If I see a snake here, no ma, I call him mother first because somehow she will deal with that. But if you train yourself, Papi, you're calling somebody something that has no value. So in our Dharma, you use names that have value so that maybe in a moment of fright, you're lying on your bed and you catch a thing or something scary you. You might call out to your child, I understand that. But in calling that name, and it so come out of your body, it says the last act, the last thought, dictate where your soul goes. In this case, when pain started to hit him, teeth is ripping into the flesh and it is getting tighter. And he is accepting that he's in trouble. Some people don't accept they're in trouble. Some people still will tell him, no, me are sick. I'm going down, but I'm not sick. I'm drinking alcohol every day, but I am not sick. I don't have a problem. I love to suck oxycodone like it's tic-tac, but I don't have a problem. I am not sick. People have different type of sickness. But I refuse to accept the alligator is pulling me down, and one day I'll be under the water. This person says, you know what, I give up on these relations. Why? Guru Puran tell you that we have to come to the understanding. Agni Puran says the same as well. All the time God give you, you take it, and you spend it behind children and spouse. In Brahm Vaivat Puran, why we don't give Ganesh Baba Tulsi, Baba might read it for you for Ganesh Utsav. Ganesh Baba is the person who bad talk very. Tulsi Devi, at that time before it was a plant, she was a little girl and she says, I want to get married. And if you married me, I'm the princess. If you married me, you'll be very happy. Get ready, you're going to marry. So he said, little girl, I don't want to marry you. Being married is the worst thing. If you get married, you're not responsible for your spouse. And I cannot sit down and pray to my God. Then the real sin will come. You just get children. And now you have to spend all your time feeding them, dressing them, dealing with them. Understanding your praise is a distraction. So that is where she put the curse on him. Do you remember this discourse? This is where she said, from here, you're afraid what one lady would do? Get married to two. Then she tell him, you're afraid marriage? You become the Devta in all them wedding. You ever get a card of wedding card and say Ganesh on it? That is how we come time to. When they do the Makiko, it's only Ganesh praise. When they bless in wedding ring, Ganesh praise. And he said, okay, no problem. When you become a young lady that, or man, that want to bury your body and show your skin, don't worry, become a tree. Think what it is. If Tulsi Devi is so righteous, loving, blessed, how come we don't have a Tulsi Murti with human features, but we have a plant? He says, because in the discourse, of course I'm summarizing it, follow me. She says, look how nice I am, young, look at my figure, I'm around it. You're blind. Watch my body. And based on my body, fall in love with them. So he said, no problem, you have to live like that. Become a tree. In the discourse where a Krishna was dragging him out on the pestle and he hooked up by the two Arjun trees. Remember the Ashram Kumar was two trees and when he touched them they turned back to Devtas? Because they was being naked. There was again, flaunting their body and their good looks. So does karma say? How does God know who to put in the tree? Remember the Jiva we said in the beginning, as Hindus we believe the Jiva Atma is in everybody. When you want to advertise your body, you believe in nakedness and you want to show what God give you. God give you fruits, what's supposed to be private, with all respect to everybody here. Go and become a mango tree in your next life and let your fruits hang out and show. You want to advertise. Go and be that. This is why today she's a plant and not Tulsi on the baby. Everybody understand that? This is why she's a plant and not a Devi like how we have Saraswati, Lakshmi, etc. So she started to cry and she says, God, if I was a plant, Ganesh, now she get humble. I would have to stay like that. I would be no help to myself or to anybody else. She said, okay, I was sitting here praying to Krishna. In the time when you will come as the plant, wherever there's a shaligram or any other devta, your Tulsi leaf will be imperative, critical in that puja. It will be a purifying agent. The best flowers to offer in a Christian puja is the flowers of the Tulsi plant. When you have funeral or any type of puja, use the root, the dry wood, and burn it in the prayer, you'll get blessing. He says, but because of this interaction between me and you, you are not welcome in my praise. Remember when you make the Panchamrit home, there was a rule, let the Baba put the Tulsi. You know why? There's a cup, it has no Tulsi in it. Take the spoon offered by Ganesh first, and then put the Tulsi and cut it. That is how that comes. That is why. Some people is a separate cup for Ganesh and everybody else, you can do that too, that's fine. But just don't offer Tulsi to Ganesh based on his rules. So if you see Ganesh Utsav come, and you know how we have the Bedi, which is normally have the triangle with the Chausat, we have the Lingam, and traditionally with Tulsi. In the Ganesh Yag, you will see they do Sapta Rishi Puja sometimes, but they have 7 flag or they use some effigy to indicate these guys, but we don't do Tulsi Puja. If you have Ganesh Puja at home, you don't put a Tulsi plant. Please remember that. It makes a difference. Gajendra His mind did not go on people or anything. Instead, he thinks about God. And this prayer that Gajendra starts to chant is prayers that pundits use when you and I have sickness and problem. They use this prayer as part of your holy person, more or less, and they use this Gajendra Stotra to give you the blessing that you're looking for. It is used a lot in Gauda. Put your hand together and just doing wonders. Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Yatha Itachit Dhatya Atmakam Purushya Yadhi Bhijaya Parishaya Bhijadimahi Yasya Niyatayascha Yenadhamya Idam Swaha Yo Asmai Paramasyascha Parasya Mam Pradhaswadhaya Bhuvanam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Dear God, my foot is trapped in the mouth of an alligator, but I mentally offer my prayer to you. Many people, check yourself in this one. Many people think prayer is when I reach the temple and I'm offering the bale on the lingam and I'm hearing the mantra, I'm smelling the incense, I'm seeing the colors. That environment puts me in a prayerful mood. But if you're in the bank or the airport or the airplane, I can't do the same kind of prayer. You gotta check yourself there. If you're a believer of Lord Shiva, for example, there's a stotra called Shiv Manas Puja. Shiv Manas Puja means mental prayer. Mental prayer takes some time to develop because now you have to see it here rather than, physically do it. But what is the purpose of it is suppose I am in a position or in a place where I cannot do physical work. Suppose I'm in a plane in trouble, train in trouble, car in trouble. I'm in pain. Suppose I have a stroke, God forbid, and I'm in the hospital and I can't lift the hands anymore to do so. Does that mean I cannot pray? For some people it does. I can't concentrate on it. I can't pray. Hinduism teaches you there are different ways to say mantra. Let's say there's teaching in the 3 volume. I say volume for children to understand. Your Guru mantra, mental prayer. First step, close your mouth. Third here, Om Namah Shivaya. Internally, Jagavadi mantra, let the energy feed your body and shines your aura. Second type of prayer, the Bhagavad is doing Om Gajananam loud, and the sound energy shoots off negative energy. The third one, whisper. Let's say you had to come here Shivratri night and was Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Imagine on a mic if you're here. Whisper. And in that volume, you are going to get the blessing. But in Hinduism, a major portion of our prayer is Manas prayer. Manas prayer is where you close your eye and you imagine in your brain, I'm offering the milk on Lord Shiva, I'm offering the dahi on Lord Shiva, I'm offering the ghee. But you are training your mind to do that wherever you are. Gajendra has this blessing me and you may not have it as good. He starts to talk to Lord Vishnu in his mind where he is in all the pain, and the last line, may you rescue me, I need you now. I grew attached to children, I grew attached to wife, I grew attached to the nice things I eat and the nice place I live. But when it is time for your soul to leave your body, the only thing that is going to go with you is your good and bad deeds. Garbran says all the love, all the relatives love, when the body starts to smell or the fire starts to roar as they burn the body, they start to back away. All the bawling stops. All the attachment is no longer there. You ever went to see a funeral and somebody wailing, throwing down themselves and making a wonderful, spectacular performance. Oh, Papa, I love him, I love him, I love him. Check them if they're crying the same way by the 10 days. Same person died, they're no longer here. Why are you not bawling now? The truth is, we all have to die. Yes, tears will run from your eye, but the selfless person, this is how they think. Pundits make the statement that you shouldn't cry for funeral, and we don't want the water to contaminate the box. That's true. But if you're 50 feet away, you really ain't bothering anybody. The whole thing is don't make everybody else cry. You know it is for somebody to go on and start that everybody. But what is the problem? Correct me if I'm wrong. What's the problem with how we think sometimes? It's selfishness. Everybody mother dies one day. Everybody go through that. But what is selfishness? Here how people go. Mommy, you're dead. How I gonna live? Follow me. Mommy, how I gonna live if you're the eye and the skirt? How I gonna live without your social security? How I gonna live without you to benefit me? Selfless person? Mommy, I know that chemo was nice. Lady, I know every day taking needle is not nice. And you went through hell. Lady, you do everything for me. Now you pay me down. I will miss you, I love you, I love you. Tears running down your face. I love you. But I do not wish you to live in pain. I want you to be happy. And with that type of mind, yes, you are crying, but this ain't about me today. Today, this is about you having the best and the easiest migration of travel. You ever went to the airport now, then? And you know when the family went, the whole village was on the airport. It's like a marathon. And my grandmother was the type, she packed in the suitcase. You know, the person who traveled can't pack the suitcase, the whole head had to do it. And what we used to do, pack kachila and chat masala, like if they save your life, if the plane crash, you will hold on to the kachila. Pack, they need this, they need that. You know what it is good for the funeral? And I use the funeral as an example. You just pack what you need. Let me just say somebody died, and the soul stand by the road, and they're waiting for a taxi to take them to God land. The family, when they're doing good, is packing in that suitcase the only thing that matters, good karma. So we go share a little chana, we go share a little prasad, we go treat you with a little respect. So that when that respect goes this way, the blessing will go so with that person. I love you. I'm doing it for my mother. I'm doing it for my guru. I'm doing it for my father, etc. Many people think it is about me. It's not about you, friend. You're paying this debt. You're paying back. My mother get up 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, went through how much trouble with me. You telling me I cannot strain my heavy self with a base snatch and not to feed people when they come? Laziness is a sign of sin. When you see somebody so lazy to help the self or help others, let me say you love them, your family, not strangers. You are so lazy to get up to do that. That is a sign of a sinful person. But a saintly person, according to our text, I do not know what to do. But as you tell me, I'll do it. I don't know how to make mango. I don't know how to make all the roti and all the different things. I don't know how to do those things. I never was in this situation before. But Baba, now, Mommy, Grandmother, teach me and I'll do it. I'm willing. Read the Gita in chapter 12 and it will show you the signs of a devotee. And part of it is that open-mindedness, that willingness to learn and improve. Why are you doing it? It's to improve. Because what is a son and a daughter? Putra, putri. The person that by their life, their choices, they will bring upliftment to the father and the mother. That is what those words mean. So you know what? I'm going to make you proud. While you're living and when you're no longer living, I will still do it. The right, the good, the uplifting actions. Gajendra is explaining all this. I put my faith in these children and I did not think about my own salvation, but you make me a father, so I did my job. In this form, a person is built based on your karma. He says, Mahavishnu, my past karma put me in this form, in this huge elephant form. Tasmai nama parishaya brahmano ye shaktai arupa rupa purushya namo rupa achyutam. I bow again and again to you, O Brahman of infinite potency. You who have no form, you who have all the form, may you please save me. May you please may you please allow me to bow to you. I bow to that one who has all the gun, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. You who save your devotee, may you please save me. And he went on like this, begging, praying. Me and you, we're not as good as him. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you say the prayer once, it is what the Irish tell you. You ever hear people say that? How much trouble done? No. So the child went to school and he said the Saraswati mantra once and he taught it and passed the exam tomorrow. That is how we think. Prayers come now like Advil when you take a rapid response. Headache, all the trouble must go. And you don't hold to it sometimes because Gita talks about faith and doubt. With faith, chapter 4, faith, you will get through. But when you have doubt, I wonder if Hanuman Baba could really, he lift the mountain, but I don't know if he can lift my problem. My son is really bad. I don't know if he can handle that. Verily, any person, demon, devta, anybody, beast, bird, anything, call upon you, Mahavishnu. They're going to get help. I do not wish anymore to get away from this alligator and to come back into this elephant form. I wish to be with you. I know my time is finished on this earth and I accept it, but I want to be liberated and I want to never be in such a form again that I waste my time. In the migration of the sinful soul, around the 4th month, when the soul is traveling, the soul is very depressed, according to Gurupran, and he's begging, where my son, where my wife, where my husband, whatsoever. And the young dude said, but where your family? You're crying for them. You spend all your money. Remember how much people couldn't come to temple because the children have homework? I couldn't come tonight because, we needed to attend to the wife, this one, that one, the other. And you, the person, throw away every opportunity you had. Not only sit for prayers, but witness the prayer. Last night we talked about the 9 type of devotion. Darshana mean you sit there and I saw Auntie offer the Hanuman. I listened to the mantras, different ways you get blessing. Equally important. But I couldn't be here because, well, I had to attend to the children, I had to attend to the this, that, and the other. Where are your children now? Are they praying to help your soul? We bawl the day of the funeral. Like, I know tomorrow. 4 months down the road, I want to know how many children remember I have to get up to offer the third one and the pinda of the own. Not many. Because we dead. Sometimes, and he says it here, sometimes it's not so much the children who think like that wrong, it's you and me who have it wrong. Because there is this unwritten rule, I make you, and when I die, you're going to love me so much. You're going to do all my prayers. And everybody can say that. Think what I say. My children will do, don't worry, my children love me. I feel. Let them get married. Let them get married. And let me see if that love still be. As I pointed, I've done many children. I remember one time somebody said to me, probably ready to stop. I said, look, you cut your hair, cut your hair, really. The money ain't going to show that. You just tell me what to do. You back up. I said, but these your money? What do you do? He said, I fasted and taken it. Yesterday I ate X, Y, and Z. If I tell you we eat this, it might be disrespectful. Don't tell me. No, what? I said, what's the problem? And I harped on this way to follow me. My mother took the deed, the insurance, and whatever gold she had, and she gave it to my sister. She didn't give me anything. Let my brother-in-law do it. It might sound strange. Many people say, Baba, well, maybe that was them. That will never happen to us. Okay. Okay. Truthfully, when you're not there to police them, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes children let you go. Well, you waste the time God gave you on this only. In your schedule, when you're sitting in the traffic, you're telling me you can't look at your address, you can't look at your multi, at your desk, in your wallet, no time. You could sit down and practice some mental prayer. If it's not a priority for you now, when you will do it? When you need the help, when you're like Gajendra and the alligator have already hooked on, and you're starting to pull, then, oh God, I'm looking for you now. Knowing that the elephant is in distress, all the devatas feeling sorry for him, and the body is pulling down into the water. Then you start to beg, God, please come. Lord Shiva himself, Lord Vishnu, please, with this person in difficulty, go. And Lord Vishnu did not go. And Gajendra did not break. He's going down more and more, the mouth under the water, and the tusk going, and the trunk is the only thing. You can't see eyes, you can't see head. What did the children and the wife do? They turn around and they start to walk away. What's the picture we have? Tell me how much elephant it have on the side trying to pull him out. None. Everybody writes him off as dead. It's over. Let us go home now and mourn. Let's hear what happens in this book. Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram
Ram
as the water is getting into him now. He closes his eyes under that water and he's still calling on Mahavishnu with full force. He is not giving up. Mandir Baba closes his eyes and he calls on Lord Vishnu, go now, save him now, do not let that Jeev leave like this. He has purified himself. Lord Shiva makes the case that alligator was a Gandharva in his previous life. But Gajendra only made one little mistake. He stayed quiet, but now he's ventilating his prayer. Let's hear what happens as Lord Shiva is praying on behalf of the elephant. Gajendra Adha Sapnaye Mukti Jnanave Vishnu Pranato Mahadev ki Jai. Mandir Baba says, when he was alive in a previous birth, he was a great king. And it so happened, Lord Vishnu, that this high-tempered form of yours, August, comes with all the disciples. And he was doing Manas Puja. Nobody knows what he's doing. His eyes are closed and he's sitting quiet in one spot. And the great Muni reached and he did not get up to say Sitaram. So he says to him, you are acting like a big, dumb animal. You don't know what is proper etiquette, what is proper decorum. You see somebody as a guru, as a pandit, as a swami, and you don't know how to say Sitaram, you don't know how to greet people, you have no manners. Go and born as a big, dumb animal. And she became the elephant. But in the moment, the person who becomes Gajendra, the elephant, he says, this is what I was doing, Swami. I was praying. I did not mean any insult. I did not mean harm. I was praying. Please forgive me. So the Muni says, because of that thought, the ability to do the Manas prayer, the day you are in trouble in the big elephant form, all your knowledge, all your good thoughts will come to you and it will lead you to liberation. It will turn out to be a blessing because now you are free. Maybe another night we will discuss this word liberation. That the people use it, mukti, but many people don't understand what's the big deal about it. Gajendra Stotra is read when people are going to die, when people are praying for help, when Gaudan is being done for the different reasons. And you want help. When people have to do Narayan Bali Puja, this is where somebody commits suicide. And a funeral for a suicide is very different. Truthfully, you're just supposed to burn the body. You're not supposed to do 10 days and 13 days. The person condemned themselves truthfully. People do it because they're trying to pacify parents or the living relatives. But it is such a sinful thing to commit suicide that it is as if you have damned yourself. Not everybody is ready to tell a parent that, but it is the truth. So when Pitru Paksh come and you can pray for all relatives, in that time there is this prayer called Narayan Bali Puja, where you're praying for, in Christianity they say souls that are lost in purgatory. They roam, they cannot find peace, they cannot find the shape. So then you sit down to do this puja. And in the puja you chant this Gajendra stotra, that whatever the history, whatever the sin, remember your Gita, you could be the worst sinner, but salvation could be yours if you have the information, if you have the knowledge, if you better yourself, no matter where you did before, no matter the mistake. So sometimes people say, well, Baba, I was not a good wife and I now start. Baba, I had an abortion, I threw away a life. Baba, I killed somebody. For people who are in prison, because we do go and pray with people who are in that kind of circumstance. How do I get forgiveness? Remember what your Gita says. When you acquire the knowledge, and this is why the temple is having Gyan Yagna, when you take the time to learn, no matter how heinous the sin. When Valmiki Jayanti comes, remember Valmiki was a kidnapper, he was a robber. But he goes on, transformed in his life by God's blessings, and Hanuman Baba present, to become the author of the text that we still use till today. So when you look at somebody and you judge them, leave the judging to God. Because you don't know where this person is going. You don't know where they come from either, in the case of the elephant. Truthfully, learn to respect everyone. Because you never know which form God will take and come in your presence. So when somebody come and beg you, sister, I can buy $1 for me. Don't think here looking nice. When the Baba come, if I came and I said with the Kurtan, he say, Mala, where everybody like to wear? You give me $1. Yes, Pandit, you look nice, you look good. You ain't gonna buy coke and marijuana with that $1. But the guy now wearing tattered clothes and not looking too nice, maybe a different race, or racial people. You're gonna let my $1? I get it. Remember, you are a Shiv devotee. You have your Lord Shiva. Do you think he comes in a Kuritana dhoti? Do you think he has a big crown on his head? That man is covered in dead people ashes. Please remember, for you to have, look how nice, we had here, gel and condition and cut and dye and all the things, man. You don't have that. That have no vanity. Watch this here. When you hear somebody celebrate, he has jans, locks. It means for years upon years, here, coming. Step one, don't comb your hair, then you go get hair like that. This is a different creature you're worshiping. He's naked. Somebody walk up to you naked and say, hey, the man that was married. Go from here, tell you this here. Hello. You're being disrespectful. That is who you're worshiping. That tiger skin that artist put on there is only in one form of Shiva. Long story short, you see when he dancing in a Nataraj form, watch on the effect, you see a little demon, a dwarf. 3 things rush him at that time. The tiger was one. And when you rip the tiger out, that is where that cloth around your waist comes from. And when he had the dwarf under his foot, it was the same battle. If you know the truth about your God and what you worship, the concept about your life might change. Because God will come as a woman, a man, any form, an animal. If you believe in that Shiv Puja and you go to take out food, remember the 3rd share of food in the Bandara, the bar, is for the dog, representative of Bhairava. That's still Lord Shiva. That is still Lord Shiva. So imagine this, oh Baba, I love you, Jai Shiva, but the dog hungry and you will see that dog suffer. Oh, you missed the point there. You have a pet and you wouldn't think I'll give him water, but for every child that remember to care and love the animal, understand them doing better Seva than me and you who come into white moon. Caring for that animal, loving that creature, taking care of that animal as if it is a human, that is Seva. Because now, just as we share in roti and whatsoever, whatever is created, for every time, even if you carry person, Shiv, when you carry extra part. With that, do it for the animal. Do it for every form. You have bird, you have dog, you have what? Care for it. That way, when parents teach children to have that level of compassion, One day when daddy or mommy in pampers, they might have compassion too. But if you teach children, you have time for that, you have time for that, we have time for that, we have time for that, one day they will not have time for you. You will become aligned with that. Believe it. So how you fix it and so you lie down. Please remember that. Tonight as we conclude, because Gajendra Katha, we will do Shiv, or we just be out now ready. Have to do that one, to go to bed. So going by Shiv, give me one or two songs. We have now everybody, let me give them a little clap. This Basuri, I love it, I love it. Adding to the ambience. Now give me something, Shiv, give me something, and we're going to do a quick Havan and then close an arti and so on. Alright, so while he coming back, only thing we have time for one song from Shiv and asking permission, right? So Shiv, give me one song and then we'll do it.
हे राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, जय जय बोलो हनुमान, जय जय बोलो हनुमान। जानकी है जग की माता, जानकी है जग की माता, ज्योति को दिन गान, राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, जय जय बोलो हनुमान। लक्ष्मण रखा भेद में तारे, देख किया सुख रानी। लक्ष्मण रखा भेद में तारे, देख किया सुख रानी। वीर हनुमंत बसेरो शासन, वीर हनुमंत बसेरो शासन, भगवत बल बलवान, राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, जय जय बोलो हनुमान, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की, जय जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, जय जय बोलो हनुमान, जय जय बोलो हनुमान, जय जय बोलो हनुमान।
प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. I must say, tonight is almost on, tomorrow night, last night. I must say my gratitude to you, Uncle Bharat. He was the conduit that allowed us to be together. He made the contact and he said we could go to this temple. It is Uncle Bharat who convinced Shivanand and Narendra to be here. And we're very grateful for them taking time out of their schedule to join with us so that it adds to the environment of prayer. This is why we have all these wonderful singers, each adding to the atmosphere when you come to pray. This is why we just try to decorate and we try to let the place smell nice. So in different ways, interacting with your senses to make you more peaceful and put you in that trend of thought. Trust me, doing this satsang without that bass playing would not be the same. Simple as. Now me and these fellas are personal friends. I used to teach secondary school with Shimalan. He used to teach English and I used to teach science. And we continue to go all over the place together. And I look forward to being together with you again in this way. But God bless them for what they do. Again, everybody. As I conclude, I hope we have done another illustration from Bhagavad. And in it we've touched on some points, little ends of information that we need to remember about prasad, about mala, little things. But when you walk away, these little things will make big changes in your home and in your practice. If we do not teach our people the rules of our dharma, then anything will come in its place. Anything can happen. Anything could pass as prayers. But the problem comes when people do prayers like that. That is what you call tamasic. Read it, you'll see it. When you don't follow your scriptural injunctions and you do things for your convenience. That type of shortcut, you're just doing the prayers for show, but you're not really going to see change. So please understand where I'm coming from. If in any way I offended anybody, I'm man enough to tell you I apologize. But sometimes the truth has to be said. And that's all I do. Whatever I've read from the text. I've proceeded where I read, and it's there for anybody who wants to read it as well. Tonight, as we conclude, let's all stand. As we join with Auntie and group, we work together as we do our arti. If you would like to come, I believe we have, today is Ashtami in our calendar. It's the Durga's night in some parts of the world. So South India, they're celebrating an Navratri. That's going to close in a couple of days. If you'd like to come and take a flower or do arti yourself, please feel free. If you just want to touch that lingam, you can do so. Please, let's join together as we sing for our Lord Vishnu. Remembering the Gajendra Katha as you leave here tonight. Remember we spoke about the prasad and all those wonderful things. Put your hands together, close your eyes, and start to talk to him. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grihana devesham trailokya tirara.
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है Shakti